Welcome back, everybody, to another exciting week of me here doing my show, to another episode of the Late Night Show with Dr. Kojo. I'm your host, Kojo. I'm checking in from sunny Los Angeles, California. And we have a topic that I know is going to help out a lot of people today, just based off the DMs that I get. So I can't wait to get into it. We're going to help inspire people. We're going to help get people going, right? It's about action. You have to start doing things to get to your goals. So we're going to help people out. But before we do that, I need to know where you all are checking in from. Like I said, I'm checking in from sunny LA, and I'm ready to get into it. Happy Monday, y'all. Happy Monday. Sammy, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. We got Emily checking in from Alabama. What's up, Emily? How you doing? We got Buffalo. Beth is an OG. Beth, I hope your weekend was great. Chesapeake, Virginia. Jackie from Missouri. Jacqueline, sorry. Philly in the house. Lubbock, Chattanooga, ER Tech in Alabama. Mason, I appreciate you, my guy. Thank you. ADHD like a Mickey Ficky. Hey, Edwin, we gonna get to it. Pennsylvania in the house. Saskatchewan, wow. Fort Lauderdale, Illinois, Northwest Arkansas. Michelle, what's going on? Connecticut, Ottawa. Everybody's from Canada today. Nashville, tighten up. Okay, Oregon. Okay, all right. So we got people from all over the place. So we have a very, very important topic to talk about today. We're going to be talking about reaching your potential with ADHD, right? So this is something that, I fell into this trap. I fell into this trap, a couple years back when I thought to myself, and this is before I was diagnosed, right? I thought to myself, I probably have ADHD, so I can't ever do this, or I can't do that, or it's gonna be hard for me to do X, Y, and Z. And just those thoughts right there were, you can chalk it up as a self-limiting belief or whatever the case may be, but those thoughts hold you back and they do a number to your self-esteem. And that's one of the many things that kind of prevents you from getting to your goal when you have ADHD. So I definitely want to talk about that tonight. Before I get into it, I want to look and see what people are talking about here. Ashley, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. So more people from California checking in. Okay. So people are just not following in. How can I focus better? Hey, Jack, Jack, that's $1 million question. If I could get everybody to focus, I think I would deserve like a Nobel Peace Prize for like 3 years. It's hard, right? It's really hard. Exhaustion and ADHD. We're gonna talk about it, but let's talk about reaching your potential with ADHD, right? So it's difficult for people with ADHD to do X, Y, Z, right? Just go ahead and fill in the blanks. Let's say we have 3 blanks there, right? Let's just make up some things. It's difficult for people who have ADHD to show up on time, to sit through long presentations, and to start something to finish something that they started, right? Let's just say those are the 3 things they struggle with, all right? Now you can struggle with those things and you can still reach your goal. Now you're going to ask how, right? And I'm going to tell you how. But you have to first believe that it's possible, right? So if you all don't believe that you can achieve something, you're not going to achieve it, right? And this is not one of those weird, YouTube videos where it's a guy, living in like a fancy mansion with like the 3 beautiful women surrounding him and they're feeding him grapes. And he's like, oh, you can do anything you want. Just work hard. That's not what this is, right? This is tangible. Nothing wrong with that. That's a vibe too. Trust me, like that guy's living. That's the vibe. But I want y'all to know that this is actual practical tips, advice that you can use to boost you in your life. So before we get going, I want you all to leave in the comment section. Just write, I am capable. Just type those words in, right? Y'all are probably like watching from your phone. So just type in, I am capable. And let me bring that onto the screen right here. Jenny, I appreciate you. From Utah, I appreciate you. People say they struggle to show up on time, finish a task. Respect. They struggle to sleep. I'm right there with you. All right, so Ruth Ann says, I am capable. Calvin says I am capable. Kayla says I am capable. Ashley says I am capable. Misty, Stephanie, uh, I'm nostalgia, as I say, Stormy. All right, so everybody believes that they're capable. Perfect, right? So you think you're capable, or you say I'm capable, right? And when you have that mindset, you are more likely to look at the goal instead of the obstacle, right? And every day when you wake up or when you live with mental illness, right? It doesn't have to be ADHD, but when you have challenges in front of you, it's tempting to look at the challenge in front of you instead of the actual goal, right? But if you say, I want to write a book, right? Like my friend Dr. Uma, a nutritional psychiatrist from Harvard, right? She wrote this amazing book. If you say, I want to write a book, right? You can write a book, right? But then after you say, I want to write a book, sometimes you'll say, but. Whatever you say after the but, let's address that. Oh, but I have ADHD and I'm behind on stuff. I can't get to sleep on time. Uh, and my meds aren't working, blah, blah. Or, I ran out of whatever the case may be, right? The goal is still the goal. And the obstacle is what you have to accomplish, or you have to get over that on your way to achieving the goal, right? Now, once you get your mindset in the place where you believe that you can, that's when the magic happens, right? And people think that it's as easy as just waking up or even taking medication. Somebody asked here, are meds helpful for people with ADHD? I believe medications are extremely helpful for individuals with ADHD. It doesn't work for everybody, right? And sometimes we have to get crafty with even the meds. Sometimes we don't use the standard stimulants. You have to antidepressants, blood pressure medications off label, Wellbutrin off label, this, that, and the third. But let's just say you have your meds and it's working, it's fine, right? You want to write a book or you want to accomplish a certain goal, but you didn't think that you could do it. Now you believe that you can do it, right? Maybe you watched my stream like you're doing now. Maybe you watched something on YouTube, or maybe somebody helped coach you to give you that perspective, right? Now you believe that you can do the thing, right? And once you believe that you can do the thing, now you can start to actually lay the groundwork and start to attack the things that hold you down, right? So if we're talking about ADHD, right? I've always said, and I say all the time here on these streams, right, that it's important to have some form of external accountability, right? You need some form of external accountability. What's going to make you get to that thing on time, right? Because otherwise you show up late. What's going to make you get there on time, right? What's going to allow you to have this routine over and over and over, right? And this can be a buddy or somebody who's like, hey, Kojo, wake up. It's time to work. It's 7 o'clock. Let's get to the gym, you know? Or maybe just like a small penalty. I do with my barber, right? If I show up late, or as I show up late, I'll pay $1 for every minute that I'm late. And of course I might give him an additional tip, but I have to give him $12 if I show up for a 10 o'clock appointment at 10:12 a.m. So that's a form of external accountability. So that can help you with something like timeliness, right? And then you have all the things that frustrate you in the middle of the day. So let's say somebody tells you some bad news, and then you have the emotions going back and forth, and you're frustrated. You get the argument, mood swings, boom, boom, boom. You feel like your day is ruined, right? Now these things may still happen, but now because you know that, oh, I have ADHD, and these things frustrate me, you can communicate with the people around you and say, hey, between the hours of 11 and 2, it's kind of hard to get things done. So like, I like hanging out with y'all, but like just being in this area, it might frustrate me. So I'm just gonna put myself like over here, and then I'll come back at 2 o'clock, and then I'll come and check on y'all. But right now, it's gonna frustrate me to hang around with you, right? Because y'all are out here, you're making noises, you're distracting me, I can't focus. You're making like little clicking sounds, or you're chewing bubble gum, or something just throwing me off, right? So to communicate and speak up for yourself is huge, right? Let's go through all of the things that will frustrate you on a daily basis, right? Or even saying, I'm afraid to take my meds, right? Now you can Google search, a medication to see what it does. But then, because only your provider can prescribe it to you and adjust and go up and down, you can figure out, literally write it down. I like this about my medications, right? And then on the second side of the paper, I don't like this from my medications, right? Maybe you're taking a um and yeah, it's Miss Beverly. Yeah, it's boundary setting. That's exactly what it is. But let's say you're taking an extended release medication of something, whatever, right? And then the medication wears off in the middle of the day. You might write down, I like the fact that my medication works, and then under I don't like the fact that it wears off in the middle of the day. And then uh as it hits 2, 3, 4, 5 p.m., I'm getting hungry, I'm getting irritable because the meds are wearing off, right? If that's your problem, now you know that that's a problem. So next time you go to your doctor, your provider, you say, hey, so this really, really works, but I'm having this issue at the back end. What would you recommend for me? And that's a person who can actually recommend something for you. They can prescribe, they can go up and down. They're the one, Dr. Kojo at home can't do that because, like, I don't know who y'all are, but that's a person who can do that, right? So once again, you were frustrated about your meds. You wrote down, you thought to yourself, I'm capable. I can handle this. You wrote down what you liked about it. You wrote down what you didn't like. You came up with a plan to talk to your doctor. You go to your doctor, boom, you do it. Now, sometimes it's not that simple, right? I want to say that, and I'll get to the comments. It's not as simple because, as we know, right, ADHD shows up to the party with a lot of his cousins, right? It shows up with anxiety, depression, eating disorder sometimes, personality disorder sometimes even bipolar disorder, right? So it's not uncommon to have ADHD and something else, right? So if you have ADHD and then you're also anxious, then it could be like a double whammy, right? Like you know what to do and you want to do these things, but you can't do that thing for whatever reason, right? And then once you understand that, oh, this is anxiety, that's what's going on, you say, okay, so this is what's going on. So even though I can't, or even though I haven't been able to allow myself to get up and do this thing, I realize that I can do it, but there's something going on. And then you can mention that to your doctor and you can address that issue, right? Because we're looking at the goal. We're looking at the goal. We're not looking at the things that are on the way. We're looking at the goal. Does that make sense? So let me fish through some more of the comments on the side, and I'm going to bring it on the screen, right? So people are going to give me like, it's kind of like a game we're playing. Y'all gonna give me like a something that is bothering you, whatever. We're gonna bring it down to the screen, and then I'm gonna say how you approach it by looking at the goal. This works for anything, right? So we're gonna do this in real time. We're gonna do this in real time, right? Let me see. It just took me 4 times up and down the stairs to get one load of laundry in. Rebecca says, so Rebecca, I can see how this would be hella frustrating, right? I've done variations of this before, but regardless, this is frustrating. You went up and down the steps, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Then you finally got one load of laundry in, right? Now, this has probably pissed you off. And now, I mean, for you to mention it on Facebook Live, you're like, this really frustrated me, right? Now, okay, you got the one little laundry in. Do you have more laundry to do? Okay, if you have more laundry to do, can we place all the clothes right by the washer? Like put 'em right there by the floor. And can we put a timer on our phone and say, hey, note to self, right? Rebecca talking to Rebecca, I got to come back up in 35 minutes and then put the clothes from the washer into the dryer and then put a new load in and let the clothes dry, right? And then before you let the start the dryer again, you gotta take the little lint thingy, whatever they call it, take it out. Make sure I can't even think of the word right now. My mind just went blank. Y'all let me know what that thing is called. But you get it out, get the little lint out or whatever, because we don't want any issues. So you go ahead. I'm waiting for people to say what that thing is called. Y'all help me out. I'm struggling right now, but y'all get the point. The lint trap. Thank you. The lint tray. Thank you. The lint trap, the lint tray, the filter. Got it. Thank you so much, y'all. I appreciate that. So you pull that out, right? Because that's something that I have to remind myself. Because I'm like, I know if you don't ever take it out, and you get the lint out, something bad is going to happen, right? I don't know what would happen because I haven't got that far yet. And I don't want to get that far, but we do that because, we have to. So you do that, you get your laundry done, and then Rebecca, go back to what Rebecca said earlier when she was frustrated about the laundry. At the end, you can't judge yourself, right? Because sometimes you'll be doing laundry back and forth, and then you'll tell yourself, "Damn, I'm so stupid. How did I go up the steps?" First? And then if this happens at 2 p.m., you spend the rest of your day believing that you're stupid, and you go out to the store. You have that affect, where you're like, oh, "It's been a rough day." Maybe it has been a rough day, right? It has been a rough day, but if we can make that frustrating thing affect you just a little less, your day would be a lot better. You see what I'm saying? Like, and you have to be realistic with it. Are there gonna be times when you get frustrated with laundry? Yeah, it'll probably happen tomorrow, next week. Same thing will happen again, but you'll be in a better position to handle it, right? Um, a fire happens. Dave, thank you so much. So this has never happened to me, but a fire can happen if you all don't clean the lint trap. So friendly reminder, once I get off of this live, that's the first thing I'm going to do. I feel like I cleaned it yesterday, but I'm just going to double check. Uh, now that I know that a fire can happen, right? The fire. I was just always told that bad things would happen, as a kid, and I never even looked into it. But I just knew that you had to fire, possible fire. Okay, I get the point. Thank you. Lit is flammable. See, that's why I love y'all, because I feel like I knew that. Lapre, yeah, I should have known that. Kelly, what's up? But yeah, once again, so you have the thing that's frustrating you, and you look at the goal, and not the obstacle. Let me go back up to some. Okay, all right. Richard saying, I struggle with anxiety, depression, ADHD. I hate it. I start on so many things, and it's so hard to finish stuff. All right, Richard, this is a good one right here. So you have to figure out what's the priority thing, right? So I never get everything done in a day. I know it. I just never get everything done in a day, and I don't judge myself for it. And I don't really hang around people who judge me for it. But I write down everything that I have to do today, and on that list, going live is a priority to me because I said I was going to go live. So now I have to do it. So there's so many things that I wanted to do today, schedule wise, time wise, video wise. I didn't get them done, but the priority things I did get done, right? And tomorrow's going to be another day that I have to do things that are doesn't have to do with content, personal things, errands. Very frustrating, but I know that I gotta do it. So I gotta wake up a little early, sleep early, wake up early, and get to it, right? But you can't judge yourself, right? Especially when you have anxiety, ADHD, and depression. A lot of times you'll start things, and just by having the depression by itself, without the anxiety and the ADHD, your focus could be impaired, right? And it could be hard to do anything. The little things are very annoying. That could just be depression by itself, right? So you can't judge yourself. And if you're starting a lot of things and you're not finishing them, sometimes ask yourself, like, this thing that I started, what is it going to do for me? Or what will it do for me right now? Right? Now, it might be something that is cool and helpful, but maybe you have more immediate things to do, So depending on like what's priority, sometimes I'll even go as far to color code. I got these three right here, right? I got a red, got a black, and I got a blue, right? So even when I'm writing down things on my little whiteboard, I'll change up the colors, right? Like red, this color sticks out. So this would be what I would write the priority task with, right? And then we can go back and forth between the blue and the black. But this is priority. This is what we have to do today, and everything else is what we would like to do. But if we don't get it done, we're like, all right, I'm chilling. I'm chilling. Cindy says, Cindy, what's up? I toss everything in one load. I've done that before. I will not lie. Done it before. It's so hard. I live in my head a lot, and by watching videos, I'm learning how to control myself. All right, so Teresa, when you say this, you live in your head, sounds like possibly anxiety. What do you mean by that? Learn how to control myself. We control ourselves, but not the things around us, right? Audrey, I appreciate you. Missy says, I have all three and I can't focus on anything. I would change that to, so ADHD, anxiety, depression, right? So Missy, I would change that to, I have ADHD, anxiety, and depression. And at this moment, I'm not able to focus on anything. That means that at this moment, right, if you're on the East Coast, 9:50 p.m. or 6:51 in California, at this moment, I can't focus on anything. But at a later moment, I'll be able to focus on something, right? Sometimes the things that you say, uh, very helpful, right? And I think people think a lot of times with ADHD specifically that it's as easy as like taking one medication, right? Like you take one Adderall and everything is fixed. That couldn't be further from the truth. Meds are very effective. I believe in them. We prescribe them, but sometimes it takes more than just that to get the job done. Sharia says, "Damn, we're all suffering from laundry anxiety." Yeah, no, and look, it's important to talk about it because something as simple as the laundry not getting done could really frustrate you, and it could be the thing that starts to throw off your day. And before you know it, you know, you're sitting there, upset about something that you did 5 hours ago. Time is ticking, like by the second. Yeah, I don't like folding either. Once again, we like to fold clothes. Cool. I don't want to fold clothes, right? But I gotta fold clothes. Like, who's coming to fold my clothes for me, right? So I'm gonna put on a podcast, or I'm gonna put on some type of song I like, or something like that, and then I'm gonna, fold the clothes while I'm doing that. That's just a suggestion. It might not work for you, right? But that's just my way of saying I always want to at least account for everything that would frustrate me. Sometimes you have no answer for things. Sometimes you'll just be frustrated. Sometimes you just have bad days, right? Uh, and that's okay, but you would want that to be a one-off versus all your days are bad, right? If it's starting to become a pattern, then we're like, all right, what else is also going on here? Jan says, hubby folds clothes while watching football. Yeah, I gotta give a love of the show to not Janet, but to Janet's husband, who's not watching this right now. But hopefully, Janet, you can clip this and send this to him. But this is I've never thought of this, but I'm gonna adopt this right here. Like, because when I'm watching the game, provided that my team is winning, right? If we're winning, I'm folding. I'll fold anything. But if we're losing, I'm too anxious. I can't even sit still. But assuming I'm winning and fold, yeah, I like that. Let me give your husband a love of the show. I like that. And another love of the show, back to back love of the shows to Jan's husband and also Jacqueline. I'm folding clothes and listen to you live. I like that. I like that. I could see if I were watching somebody's live, I could see myself folding or doing the dishes or something that I would hate to do. Laundry sucks. Dishes, all of them suck. But like when I make a mess, nobody's coming to clean after me. I gotta do it myself. Cleaning YouTube videos help me get. Oh, so Hallie, this is interesting right here. Cleaning YouTube videos. I would have thought that by watching people clean, it piss me off because I'm like, their house is clean and I have clothes everywhere and less nice food on the counter. But it could work. It could work. It could work. I like this right here from Natalie. I am more vocal when I need space, when I might be outspoken, and when I need someone to say is going to be okay. Natalie, I like everything about this, right? Sometimes just saying that you need space, but it's kind of like binary. Either you're there or you're not. Sometimes if you're not comfortable telling people they need space, it can be very hard the first time that you tell somebody, hey, like, I'm gonna cancel Tuesday's plans. I'm not gonna be able to come out to the show. I need my space. I can't catch up with you on the weekend. I need my space. I'm gonna have to miss your baby shower. Like you hate to miss these things, but even if it's just you're in the same room with them, you need space. It is helpful to speak up for yourself or learn how to do that. Right? Learn how to do that. Asia says your mind is such a powerful tool. And like you say, thinking positively might be hard to force yourself to do, but once you do it, it makes you feel better, like working out. Or if that is waking up, brushing your teeth, taking a shower, just living life is hard. Give yourself, yeah. Another love to show to Asia. Yeah, you should give yourself more credit. And the mind is a powerful tool. It's not as simple as you watch this live and you adopt this mindset, and all of a sudden we can think clearly. No, like the issues that frustrate you today, whatever you all typed out, there's a good chance that it's going to frustrate you tomorrow and the week after. But every day you get like a little bit better, right? That's the goal, right? But if you tell yourself that you're getting better, at some point you start to believe that you're getting better, and then your actions start to line up with somebody who is getting better. Before you know it, you're making progress, right? Someone says, how do you deal with imposter syndrome while having ADHD? Like having big goals and you can do them, but don't know where to start. Like being an entrepreneur, they say most with ADHD are entrepreneurial, but how do we get there but still healthy? All right, so Jacqueline, this is a great question, right? And I think I can answer this question just from what I do as an entrepreneur and social media and all that. So I was talking with a friend today, and we both agreed. She's a psychiatrist, but we both agreed that social media or being an entrepreneur is harder than being a psychiatrist, right, or working in mental health. And I believe that, right, because you have to think expansively, do this that you have to juggle all these things at once. And for me, I just do. I just do, and like when I'm making my videos online for you all, like I tell my friends all the time, I say, hey, I love making videos. I'm good at making videos. I feel like I can't miss, and then if you look at the numbers, some of the videos have 20,000 views, some have 3 million, right? So on the ones that have 20,000 views or 10,000 views, technically I missed, right? It wasn't like a success, right? If you look at it from a numbers perspective, but somebody still watched it, right? I would hope that somebody, benefited from it. And people have their opinions, right? Somebody DM'd me the other day and said, um, uh, I don't like your content, but for some reason I can't stop watching. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Yeah, I mean, you can't please everybody, but once you do, things start to happen for you, right? And you like once you do, like you're gonna struggle and you're gonna have setbacks and things that work out, but you have to be in motion, right? Before like sometimes the assistance comes to you, right? And this is not just with ADHD, but with anything, and even for me, like I got up and said, I'm going to leave my good paying job and I'm going to move to California. I didn't know what in the world I was going to do. I didn't know about LA. Like LA has all these different cities here. I wasn't prepared for the fact that when I got to LA, somebody was going to ride my 3 electric bikes, 4 months later, or the things that happened that weren't all that good, but a lot of great things have happened, right? And as I started to post my videos, and as I started to like put myself out there, opportunities came up. Like even my publicist DM me cold email one day, and I'm like, all right. I looked over his stuff. I'm like, all right, I think, yeah, let's add him to the team. He signed the NDAs and everything, and we added him to the team, and that's been one of the biggest blessings of my entire life. So sometimes you just have to like start, and things fall into place. But when you don't start, like if you're not starting, you're thinking, and as you think, you overthink things. Like you think. And sometimes when y'all see me put out videos, like 4 videos in like a 10-minute time frame, it's because maybe 1 or 2 of the videos I didn't like. And if I didn't put it out then, I would have deleted it. So I tell myself, don't delete videos, right? Unless like maybe there's an issue with it and people don't know. Maybe like it's offending somebody, something like that. But don't delete it because you don't like it. So you have to start. And at the beginning of this live, right, we talked about just positive affirmations. I told people to put in the chat, I am capable, right? When you say things like that over and over and over again, that's like you fighting the imposter syndrome, right? Because imposter syndrome is going to be like hanging over your head, like, oh, you can't do that. Who do you think you are to go for that job or this position, or you're not really that talented, right? All these voices in your head telling you that you can't do the thing that you want to do, right? So as you say things like, I'm capable, I'm smart, I'm worthy, I got it, I'm going to do it, even if you don't feel it, you start to kind of trick yourself into, being the person that you want to be, or the person that you envision yourself to be, Michelle, yeah, overthinking isn't fun, right? And I think there's a lot of overlap between overthinking and anxiety, right? Being so concerned about the future and how things would work out, or if I fail, what will people say about me? These are things that hold people back all the time, right? I overanalyze everything. Well, in the moment, but you'll do a little bit better tomorrow. Letters I gave. Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. Let me see what Shayla's saying here. I was having an off day right from the morning and had to work, so she's a barber. being around people all day when I'm having a bad day makes it quite difficult. I found myself quiet all day. At the end of the day, my manager just grabs me and gives me a hug. That's nice. Things still went wrong till this evening, but I made it despite everything today. I worked and made dinner for me and my kids and just relaxed. I may not have accomplished a lot, but that's okay. No, this is a good mindset, Shayla, because this is like a real day, right? Like if you look on social media, people's days are filled with like lavish and like everything is happy. No, like that's a real day. Like you had that's a real experience, and you push it through. Like, you push through, and you still found the positive in that. So I think that's fantastic. And I happened to see your comment. I happened to bring it on to the show, and maybe somebody watched it to help them out. So I like that. I really like that. Richard, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And when people say things like this, it lets me know that I'm like, all right, so this is helpful, right? Sometimes it doesn't have to be like the 200 people who are watching now to say it. If just one person says, I'm like, all right, so one person is benefiting from it, right? So if I can just make like Richard's life a little easier, I'm gonna take that, and it should help other people. And Tyler saying there's levels to this shit too. What works for culture may not work for you, especially Tyler, I agree. I agree. What works for me might not work for somebody else, but the common denominator between me and another person, and we both have ADHD, we're both doing our thing, is we have that mindset that I am still capable. I'm greater than the thing in front of me, right? But talk about trauma and how it can hold you back. That's why, it's a diagnosable condition. So PTSD, CPTSD, these things can make it very difficult, and if you're struggling with that, I think anytime like you're talking to a professional, they should always validate like where you are right there in the moment, right? And nobody should be like, oh, it's just so easy, just do this. No, it's not that easy. None of it's easy. If it was easy, people would do it on their own, right? So you have to validate them, like what Tyler's saying, and then as they get a little stronger, you know, we we don't want to bite off more than we can chew, but we do a little bit each and every day, and before you know it, you look back like 6 months, you're like, whoa, I've done a lot in just a half a year, right? Beth says, I feel more connected. I do too. Believe it or not, I feel more connected. It is pretty cool. I like that. I like that. Uh, Lark Tracy Kelly. I hate to mispronounce people's names, so I think I said that correctly. I think after you 43 years diagnosed with ADHD, depression, anxiety, I have no idea what to expect. So I'm coming for. Oh, well, I appreciate you, Latricia. I'm happy that this content is helpful. Hopefully, it's helpful, right? We would hope. Um, you know, but yeah. And look, it's funny. Sometimes things just work out that way, right? Maybe you just got diagnosed and you hopped on Facebook because you were trying to wish somebody happy birthday, and then somebody shared something, and you saw my video, and you're like, hold up, and then you go on this rabbit hole, and before you know it, like the passive scrolling, turns into, oh, I like this guy. I'm gonna like follow his content. So I appreciate you for that. Um, yeah, Brendan, I want people to know is none of this is easy. This is not easy at all. You know, if it was easy, then nobody would be watching this live. Y'all be like, oh, whatever. We know how to do that. It's not, it's not difficult. But this is very hard, even for me. I still have to struggle with things every day, every single day, and I have to tell myself these things, like it's an active thing. Like you take a break before you know it, you start to doubt yourself again. All one can do sometimes, just like yeah, sometimes that's all you can do. And sometimes you have a day that's so bad that you're like, all right, it is what it is. Just sleep early and wake up tomorrow, and then let's do it all over again. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Instead of staying up and then you want to perseverate over the thought process that had you stuck, and then the small things that frustrate you in the morning, and let's just call it a day, flip the switch, and then do it again tomorrow. Ooh, what's it going right here? Ooh, Mickey Ficky. I like this one right here. I love this one right here. How you snap out of procrastination? Ooh, Mickey Ficky. All right, so I'll answer this, but as I answer it, go ahead and get your water ready, so we can go to the water break. But How do you step out of procrastination slash ADHD paralysis? I think the key here is the task at hand. And right now, as you talk, I have at least one big thing that I need to do that I've been putting off. But I'm going to get it done because there's a deadline on it. So, deadlines make you get the work done anyway. But sometimes the difficulty lies in starting the thing. Like if you can start it, you can more than likely make some progress on it. And sometimes you might even find yourself shifting from a procrastination to like a hyper focus. But now it benefits you because you're hyper focused on the thing that you have to do at that time. And that's a win win, right? Instead of you staring out the window for 5 hours, right? So I say it all lies in all the simple steps that you have to do in order to get yourself to do anything that is remotely close to what you have to do, if that makes sense, right? So if you have to wash the dishes, right, and you don't want to wash the dishes, can you take the trash out? Or can rinse something or rinse a few plates and put them in the dishwasher? Will it give you momentum? If you have to do an essay, maybe you put some music on and you go to the area where you would normally write the essay and just start to write a couple of things out, maybe just in your journal, put you in that mindset of, okay, I'm writing something out. And then you just open up your laptop, you say, all right, I'm just going to try a few lines. And before you know it, you may catch fire, right? So something that's simple that you can do, like, and then like if you're sitting down, what can you grab within your reach that can get you to do something small? Because if you could just snap your finger and snap out of the funk, then you would have done that. But it's not that easy, right? Or else we wouldn't be talking about it. So the smallest thing that you can do to just get closer to that big thing to make any kind of progress. Keep in mind, any progress here works. Anything, 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 because you're not doing anything. You're just sitting there looking at the sky. You're like, okay, I know I gotta write this essay. It's due at 11:59, and right now it's 7:08, at least in California, right? Or if it's 10 o'clock on the East Coast, just say that it's 10 o'clock on the East Coast, and the thing is due at 11:59. So you're like, all right, well maybe at like maybe 11:30 I'll start. So you just kind of look around. You're like, oh, I'm gonna hang out here, and but if you were like, all right, that same type of thought process that you use to just kind of hang out and do whatever. If you say, okay, let me just take a look at the essay, right? Sometimes you might want to trick yourself. I'm just gonna open it up and I'm gonna pretend like I'm writing the first line. I'm just gonna pretend I'm writing the first line, right? What are the chances of you writing that first line and then stopping? There's a good chance that you write the first line and start to work on it a little bit. And before you know it, it's 11:30, right? And then it's 29 minutes until your thing is due, but you're like 75% done, right? That would be remarkable. So I think it's important to not judge yourself, but understand that look, we have to be accountable, right? At the end of the day, we have to be accountable. We have to do our thing. But you can't let the procrastination stop you, right? You have to keep going as fast as you can, and towards your goal, towards the thing that you have to do. But any small thing, don't let it frustrate you, right? 1 second, y'all. Trying to figure out what to sound like at that. All right. So, Leilani said the magic word. Leilani said the magic word. So y'all know what time it is. Yeah, got my audio fixed. Time for the magic word. Cheers. This is the sparkling water, so I can't drink it as like the other one. It throws me off. Cheers. 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 Uh, so said bottoms up. So how can we get more organized and focused? So Dorothy, let me answer this. That's such a broad thing, right? How can we get more organized or more focused, right? But there's a lot of things that contribute to the lack of organization or the lack of focus, right? So it's not going to be one thing that you flip the switch, all of a sudden you can focus and you're organized, right? So think about the small practical things. What's something that you can do right now, Dorothy, that will get you closer to this? Like this one thing. You can't make it too big. What's one thing, right? And for me, I like to start off with getting more sleep, right? Lack of sleep can lead to issues with focus. It can lead to issues with your mood. It can lead to issues with your brain health. So I like to start off with just getting sleep, you know, and then waking up at a decent time and getting your day started the right way. That could be one thing, right? And that one thing could be like super huge for you, right? And pay off, you know, like handsomely for you, right? But that probably won't do it all, right? But if you can just work on that, before you know it, you're a little bit more organized and you're a little bit more focused, so you can start to address the other, inefficient parts of your life, right? But don't think of this as like a big thing, like how could like I see like the four emojis behind. How can we get more organized and focused? Like it's probably gonna be a couple of things, but pick one thing that can bring you any type of benefit and go off of that, right? And go off of that. Someone says Mickey. So Mickey Ficky is just a way of saying things. It prevents me from having to cuss. Right? I don't like to cuss in this channel. So Mickey Ficky is a versatile word. I use this for all kinds of things. So I just like saying the word Mickey Ficky. Right? And exercise. Oh, Mickey Ficky. Uh, look at me saying it out. Exercise is very helpful. Right? It's almost like a natural antidepressant. It gets you going. It gets you like sometimes when you're procrastinating, you're just kind of like, oh, do this. That exercise gets you like, it gets you going. It gets you on your way. So I'm a big fan of exercise. It doesn't have to be like, something strenuous, but anything where you break a sweat or even just brisk walking, it can be very helpful. Um, this is my reminder. Madison, yes, get some sleep. Oh, I thought Mickey Ficky was another term for doing it. Yeah, no. Sometimes Mickey Ficky is. It's so I can use it for that. I can say, oh, when grown folks do what grown folks do, and when grown folks are about to do the Mickey Ficky, you can do Mickey Ficky is versatile, right? I define what I want the word to mean, right? Just running around with a 4-year-old kind of exercise. I it could actually, because like I know kids sometimes it's like you wind them up and you just let them go, and then they can run around all day, hours and hours and hours and hours. So if you run around with your child even outside for like 20, 30 minutes, yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I will definitely give you that. It could be exercise. But yeah, okay, the 43-minute mark. I got a meeting soon. Reading books is helpful too. Reading books is helpful too. So I gotta get ready for this. Toddler chasing cows for Apple. Yeah, I really think so. Because I don't have a kid, I've never had one, so I can't speak on that specifically. But just off of like running around behind my dog, I feel like that's a form of exercise. And I'll still go to the gym and and lift weights and actually run on the treadmill. But I get exhausted. My dog can go up and down the steps over and over, and then be like panting. And I think she's done. No, she'll do it again. So I'd say it's a form of exercise for sure. But yeah, I gotta get off this live. I gotta. I thought you were calling me Mickey Ficky when you were. Oh no! So as you come on these lives, you're gonna pick up on how I talk about my lingo and things like that. But no, Mickey Ficky is just it's a Kojo thing. But hopefully you all start using it in your real lives, and people are like, why are you saying Mickey Ficky? So Carolina, I appreciate you. Jill, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I love here. Wendy. All right, so I'm gonna sign off now. I gotta get to this meeting, and I might even have to work out again tonight. Okay, all right. So I gotta sign off. The line has us up. I gotta sign off. We'll be back on here tomorrow, same time, 6 p.m. California time, 9 p.m. on the East Coast. So until then, peace out, and I love y'all. Take care.